Turnpike Sports Pro Football Pick segment is brought to you by Betfred Sportsbook. Never miss a bet with Betfred Sportsbook. Betfred Sports brings over 50 years of experience through the United States betting industry. Straight bets, in-play wagering, parlay cards, teasers, and more. Head on over to BetfredSports.com or download the Betfred Sportsbook app in Colorado, Iowa, or Arizona and get in on all the action today. New signups will receive up to $250 in free bets when wagering $50. Download the Betfred Sportsbook app today. Offer valid in Colorado, Iowa, and Arizona only. Visit BetfredSports.com for terms and conditions. Please gamble responsibly. If you have any questions or concerns about your gambling or someone close to you, call 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-BETS-OFF in Iowa, 1-800-NEXT-STEP in Arizona, and 1-800-522-4700 in Colorado.
And welcome to the Turnpike Sports Pro Football Pick segment, powered by Betfred Sports. It's our third week into the season.
Yeah, I can't believe it's week 3
already, which is crazy. Again, fun weekend this time. What was it? 3 teams came back from 13 points down with 2 minutes left.
I wonder if that's a result of teams not playing their starters in the preseason, because there's some interesting coaching decisions which led to some great finishes. They've been fantastic finishes, but players have not been sharp. Some of the coaching decisions have not been great. But it makes for fun watching.
Well, like I said, there were 3 comebacks of that type this year, last week alone. Last year, all season long, only 2.
Wow.
So I'm thinking maybe the lack of practice, lack of preseason activity is starting to have an impact. But again, it's I remember watching the Browns Jets game, and right before the 2-minute warning, the Browns had the opportunity to just sit down after getting first downs and run the clock down, but they never did that.
By the way, congratulations to you, Doug, and all the Jet fans out there.
We had nothing to do with that.
A revel in it. Hey, look, you're not getting that every week, but wow, that was incredible. Congratulations to New York Jets.
Well, I'm just glad.
How about New York football teams, by the way?
First of all, I'm just
glad.
The
Bills, the Giants are 2-0, by the way, and the Jets 1-1.
Well, first of all, I'm just glad Coach Saleh finally got his first September win.
Yeah.
That was a long time coming. He almost didn't get that one. I love what Daboll is doing with the Giants, and Buffalo is Buffalo now.
Yeah.
I mean, Buffalo is just plowing through people, and it's just an incredible image to see every week.
Let me tell you something. I won money on the Giants last week, and I won money on the Jets last week, and I am absolutely I'm horrified as an Eagles fan that I did that. But hey, you know what? Money's money. You know?
I have to admit,
I held my nose and made the bets. That's what you got to do.
I won on the Jets. I won on the Bills too.
Yeah.
I lost on the Eagles.
Okay.
So this on the personal side.
Yeah, the personal side.
Outside of the show here. But again, we're here in week 3 of the NFL season. Last week, like I did last time on the show here, the favorites last week went 11-5.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And the overs, or if you want to do it this way, the unders also went 11-5.
Okay.
So I think
I won on an under last week. I did Tampa Bay New Orleans game.
I'm starting to see trends in terms of the over under, but the problem is when the overs hit, they were big overs.
Yeah.
So I don't know how long this trend's going to go for, but the overs are 10-22 to start the season.
Okay.
And that's an interesting trend. I think that's going to even out by the time
I'm a little worried about that, because I went with an over this week in the our Betfred pick segment. So I'm a little nervous now.
Well, this was the first week for my picks that I didn't touch the totals.
Okay.
I got bit so many times in the first 2 weeks here, and it's just really this is going to be kind of interesting to watch. There's some really good games here, too.
By the way, I'm across the board this time. For my 3 picks in this segment, I took a favorite, I took a total, and I took an underdog.
Well, I took
across the board.
I took 2 favorites and an underdog.
Okay.
Well, with that being said, let's head on over to week 3 with our picks.
Okay, my first game this week is the Baltimore Ravens visiting the New England Patriots. The Baltimore Ravens are favored by 3 points, and the total is 43. Ravens are looking to bounce back after just a terrible loss. And I know the Patriots beat the Steelers, and they look better beating the Steelers, but it was a close game. They certainly look better than their Week 1 loss against the Dolphins, and the Patriots offense still looks off to me. I think Mac Jones is throwing way too many jump balls. I mean, I'm not seeing a lot of precision with him. And the Ravens, I love this stat. This is so good. The Ravens are 4-0 against the spread after a against the spread loss. I love that. I love stuff like that. And they're also 7-3 against the spread in their last 10 straight-up losses. And I think the Baltimore Ravens are a much more talented team than the Patriots, and I think they're going to win by a touchdown. So I'm taking the favored Baltimore Ravens and laying the points.
I stayed away from that game.
Yeah.
I just, after seeing what happened to Baltimore, I know that's not going to happen again. But the Patriots have to start getting themselves together at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know when. Usually it's October, but you never know with this. My first game, the Kansas City Chiefs traveling to the Indianapolis Colts. And yes, I know the first 2 weeks I have picked a Colts game. And they
I would think you would stay away from the Colts.
No, this time I am doing the smart thing.
Oh, okay.
And right now, Kansas City's favored by 6.5 as we're doing this. Again, we're using early week lines here as we're taping. Please check the game lines before you place a bet on game day or even a day or two before. Just want to make sure you know these are going to change.
That should be a standard rule of betting. Always check the lines before you fire on these things.
If it's not, something's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, it's just reasonable and rational to check the lines before you make your bets here. Again, like I said, I bet on the Colts 2 weeks in a row. One in their favor, one for an over. I really thought the first week's game for the Colts, they looked like they started putting it together in the fourth quarter where everything was just clicking, and that may have been garbage time with the Texans, and I just don't know what's going on with the Colts. The one stat I will throw out at you right now is the Colts quarterback, Matt Ryan, who I thought was an immediate upgrade over Carson Wentz. He's been sacked 7 times already this season. And I think with the Kansas City Chiefs, while their offense has been incredible to start the season, that defense has actually improved. Mm-hmm. And you can see it's a noticeable difference. I think they're going to add to that sack total this weekend. I'm going with the Chiefs 6.5.
Boy, you're going with another Colts game, huh?
Yep.
Taking another bite of that crap sandwich, aren't you? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yep. Tastes good.
Give me more. My next game is the Philadelphia Eagles traveling to the Washington Commanders. The Philadelphia Eagles are 4-point favorites, and the total is 50. I don't know why, but I have a feeling this is going to be a high-scoring game. Look, Carson Wentz is playing the Eagles for the first time in a Washington uniform, and I really think this is going to be something special for him. And we saw how explosive the Eagles are on Monday Night Football, but they're not really good against the NFC East opponents. I mean, they're 1-4-1 against the spread against their last 6 NFC East opponents, and Washington is 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 home games. So, but the one stat that really jumps out at me, I mean, when you talk about the Washington Commanders, you don't think about a high-scoring team, but in each of their first 2 weeks of this season, they scored at least 27 points.
Yes.
And we know the Eagles can score. So, this is my own weird math. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. I think it's going to be a fun game to watch. And God help me, I'm taking the over 50 in this game.
Yeah, I just got bit in the butt last week by taking an over 50-pointer, but I'm not doing that again next time I see something like that.
Well, this is my usually that number is a little high for me, but it looks like it could happen.
My next game, the New Orleans Saints visiting the Carolina Panthers. New Orleans favored by 3. There's an over-under of 40.5 in this game. Looking back at some of the stats I was looking at for this game, these teams play each other tough no matter whose quarterbacking no matter what changes. The last 2 games these teams played against each other, 28 and 33 points respectively. And granted, this year's matchup, Winston Mayfield, is much better than Taysom Hill Darnold, which was last year's. It just seems like New Orleans is in a better place right now than Carolina. The under is still 14-5 in their last 19 meetings in Carolina, but with the Saints being 6-2 against the spread in the last 8 meetings in Carolina, and the road team being 5-2 against the spread in their last 7 meetings, I'm actually going to have to go with the Saints here and go Saints and lay the 3 points.
And my next game is the Green Bay Packers traveling to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are 2.5-point favorites, and the total is 41. Yeah, you want weird math from me? Here's weird math. Get this. The Packers are 0-4 against the spread in their last 4 road games, and they're 2-5 against the spread in their last 7 games overall. But you know what? It just... their offense looks better, and it's clicking better than Tampa Bay. And Tampa Bay is without Mike Evans this week because he's suspended. And, boy, Aaron Rodgers is starting to look like Aaron Rodgers again. And, and he's the underdog. And I just have this feeling that the Packers are going to do it. So I think they're going to win outright. But I'm taking the Packers, and I'm taking the Packers in the points. So I almost couldn't get that out. I was like, I'm betting against Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but it feels like the Packers have it more together at this point in the season.
It's nice to see him clicking with his receivers, which they're starting to do.
Yep.
My last game is the Atlanta Falcons traveling to the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle is favored by 2 points.
You're going to be the only one watching this game.
I don't even think these 2 teams are going to watch this game.
Oh, my God.
But Atlanta Falcons, Seattle Seahawks. Seattle's favored by 2.
All right.
And the over-under is 42.5.
All right.
I actually think the Falcons are probably the best 0-2 team in the league.
Really?
They're 2-0 against the spread.
Okay.
The over is 2-0 in both of the games. Seattle's playing good for a rebuilding team. They really don't have a lot to offer, especially Geno Smith is playing very well.
Yeah.
They just lost Jamal Adams for the season.
Yeah.
I don't really see his impact anymore other than a blitz here and there, but in coverage, he's not missed. But Seattle only managed to get 7 points against the San Francisco 49ers.
Okay.
The Falcons are 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 meetings. The road team is 5-2 against the spread in their last 7, going over to Seattle. Add in the fact that the Falcons are 6-2-1 against the spread in their last 9 road games. I'm going to have to take the underdog Falcons here and take the points.
If you didn't bet on this game, would you watch it?
No.
God, no.
I don't
Talk
know.
about fan engagement. This is the best thing about betting. I mean, I would not watch the Atlanta Falcons play the Seattle Seahawks unless I had money on it. So,
well, that's what betting forces you to do.
There you go. Hey.
And with the streaming services?
Yeah, you got them all.
You got them. You got them at your fingertips.
Yeah.
So let's recap this week. For week 3, here we go.
Do you want me to do it?
Go ahead.
All right, I'm taking the Baltimore Ravens and laying the 3 points. I'm taking the over 50 points in the Eagles-Commanders game, and I'm taking the underdog Packers against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
And I'm doing the Chiefs favored by 6.5 over the Colts, Saints 3 points over the Panthers, and I'm taking the underdog Atlanta Falcons +2 against the Seattle Seahawks. That was our week 3 pick segment here. Enjoy the games every week. Please check the lines before you place a bet this week. And again, these will always change. Any comments, this info at turnpikesportsradio.com. You can reach us at. You'll also see these picks up on our blog, turnpikesports.us, and click on the blog button, and that'll take you there. And you can actually even comment on the blog if you want to.
Yeah, absolutely. Put your picks in. So.
Shoot us over at even direct messages on Twitter. You got at Turnpike Sports. You've got at Turnpike Bets. You can reach us at. So either or. However you want to get in touch with the show, please do so. And enjoy your Sundays.
Stick around. We'll be right back with more Turnpike Sports.